David Deane with the Atlantic School of Theology with us. David, Rome has its bishop, Pope Leo XIV. What does his choice of name tell us?
Well, hopefully it tells us that he wants to be seen in line with Pope Leo XIII, who was an amazing pope who gave us the Catholic social teaching, great concern for the poor, great concern for the working class, and hopefully he will continue in that vein.
He evoked the words of Pope Francis, urging the faithful to build bridges, to unite. Do you think he'll continue with the reforms that were initiated by his predecessor?
I think he probably will, but in a very different style. He's much more circumspect, much more cautious, much more moderate than Pope Francis. He won't make as much of a mess in a positive and negative way.
Okay. A rather quick election. What do you take from that?
Well, I think he obviously emerged quickly as a key candidate. Also, the Cardinals knew the eyes of the world were upon them, and so they wanted to do it quick. And if they went very long, it would have shown real signs of division, which they probably wanted to avoid.
This was a conclave, a large conclave made up of many people from around the world. Pope Francis had named many of them as cardinals. So they obviously came to a consensus in a short amount of time, despite, barriers and getting to know each other and the rest.
Yeah, and that's a slight concern. So Prevost was the head of the dicastery for bishops, and so he's a tremendously well-known person. And Francis, although he was a people person and he brought people together, he didn't bring the cardinals together that often, and so the cardinals didn't really know each other that well. So this meant that someone like Prevost, who was well-known, was going to be more to the forefront, and particularly those new cardinals from all over the world. They had in Prevost someone that they knew, someone they respected, and someone they liked. And so that was likely a factor in him getting the two-thirds of the votes that were necessary.
An English-speaking pope, an American for the first time, not insignificant, but a man of the world, spent much of his career in Peru.
Yeah, he's American, but he's not very American. To the Italians and to many international people, he doesn't actually present as American. Italians in particular see Americans as very gregarious, very smiley, very loud, and he's quite shy. He's very circumspect, and so he's not that American in that sense. He's also not that American because he spent vast sections of his adult life in Peru. His Twitter account, for example, has all these tweets in Spanish, and so he's as you say, he's a man of the world.
David Deane, it's going to be a fascinating time to watch, and we'll certainly talk about it again. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you so much, Todd.